Hello there, and welcome to what is, I guess, technically the one video a year or something. Whatever. I rarely post on YouTube nowadays, and before I get into things, I figured I'd talk a bit about the streaming situation, all that. If you have been watching my stream on Twitch or YouTube lately, you probably noticed that I haven't really streamed in like a month. Essentially, the New Year's stream was the last one I did. And it really doesn't have to do anything with not having time or anything of the sort. It basically boils down to me just feeling like it's not as fun to stream anymore, and it's becoming more of a chore. So, and this started like last year. Like I kind of didn't want to stream in 2025, but I still did it because I found it fun and interesting and all that, and plenty of games to play and whatnot. But I felt like at the end of 2025, it's like I need to have a break, and I don't know if I will ever stream again, to be honest. So I just wanted to clarify what's going on. I don't know if I will continue at some point, but as it stands right now, I will not stream. So we'll see what happens, but there are plenty of games out there I want to play, and one of the problems that I run into with streaming is that if there's a new game I'm interested in and I want to play it, then I wouldn't play it until I stream, and I don't stream that much because, I work, right? So not much time for streaming, and the feeling of seeing a new game you want to play and going like, I'm not going to play this until I can do it on stream means that it's going to take forever until you get to the point of actually playing it. So it feels really bad. So in that sense, it feels nice to not stream, and I can do whatever I want and not have to save things for when I actually have time to stream, basically. So like I said, we'll see what happens. In any case, I would like to get into the actual video itself. You can see in the background I'm doing is some random content in what is Phrecia 2.0 in Path of Exile. So this launched it was like almost 2 days ago now, I think. It goes by quick, but variety of like is random content. I'm doing my Atlas progression here, but just to explain a bit, so Phrecia is an event basically. So it will use the current league mechanics. So this is using like the new Breach 2.0, I guess. But what the main thing with Phrecia is that they replace all of the ascendancy classes, which is like the secondary class you can get on each base class. They're all replaced with like conceptual stuff that they thought were like too insane or like overpowered or whatever. So you can play these outrageous classes with some really cool passives and abilities and whatnot. And the other thing I would say is tied to the end game. So the Atlas, which I'm doing in the background, I'm doing the completion right now, just trying to complete my maps. And instead of having like a separate passive tree for the Atlas, where you spend points and customize it, you have idols. And I am not a fan of the idol system, but maybe that's just me. I'd rather have the Atlas tree. But that's basically Phrecia. So the build that I'm playing is a Kinetic Fusillade, I think. English is a word, or a language rather. Totems, so it's a whisper, and got some crazy scaling going on with this one. I didn't actually know it was supposed to scale with mana until like later on. I did too little research, but before Phrecia actually launched, I had way too many builds that are just interesting to me. So it was really hard to pick a starter build. And the reason I went for this one is because I've never used this skill. It is very new. I never used it, and it is, or I heard rather that it's like incredibly strong. Like it is so stupidly good, which to me means it's gonna get nerfed, right? So that's why I decided to go with this, and so far, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And I mean, it's mostly, or some of it is mostly up to the ascendancy, of course, but like the skill set is actually kind of nuts. Even in the base game with like Hierophant or whatever, this seems absolutely crazy. So who knows? if they're gonna nerf it. I think they will nerf it, which is why I'm playing it now. I've missed too many builds in the past because they nerfed the skill, and I'm like, well, I can't play that now. It sounded cool, but oh well. So yeah, there's that. On some other builds, you know, Bog Shaman, Servant, Devour Colony, all that jazz. Very cool stuff. But yeah, I figured I'd go with this one as a starter, and then sadly the event is a bit short. I hope they actually extend it, because they did that with the original Phrecia. So hopefully they'll do that, so I have some more time to play other cool builds, because that's what I want to do, right? I just want to play cool builds with these ascendancies. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's get to the in-game portion of this, and I'll show you my current character, because this was yesterday, so it's kind of old. So I'll show you the new one right now. Alright, so here's my current character. Like I said, the footage was from yesterday. I was still doing my maps and Atlas progression. I'm still doing that. I'm not in a rush or anything. I'm currently level 88. I have the best name because I'm just amazing. I'm literally trash with names, so I named the Whisper D's. And yeah, Kinetic Fusillade Totems. I have a 6 link right here. We'll go through all this, but so far pretty dang nice, I would say. Trying to like figure out the, you know, needing offense versus defense has been actually pretty quite nice when I realized that it was a mana stacker. So you can see over here I have like a ton of mana, and I also have like a lot of life and shield as well, so it's worked out quite nice. And speaking of, I believe in Act 6 I got my first divine from the tree, the breach tree. I know a lot of people say to skip the league mechanic, but first of all, the campaign for this league, so Phrecia 2.0, if you are familiar with the campaign, it is absolutely nuts. It's basically like Gauntlet. You have really hard bosses and whatnot, so if you have a character that doesn't have enough, you know, damage, defense, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be really, really annoying. I've seen people taking like double the amount of time in like Act 1, for example. It's kind of crazy, but it's also pretty cool. So, you know, give some and take some, I suppose. Yeah, I got my first div from the tree in Act 6, and then about an hour or two later, I got the second div from the same tree. So I had 2 divines before I got to like Act 7 or something, or Act 8. So I already have a lot of cash. I also got a natural drop of Fury Valve, the amulet that I sold as well. So I had a bunch of cash before even getting close to the end game, so that was nice for once. But yeah, so the character here, like I said, is Kinetic Fusillade Totems. So we are using, it's not even level 20, for example. Like I said, I'm still going at it, don't even have full quality or anything, but we are putting this on a totem, so Ballista totem. We have less duration, which means that it will charge up faster, so you have like a shorter delay from when it charges up till it actually attacks. And then we have concentrated effect for more damage, critical damage because we use critical hits, and then greater volley because it's actually nuts. This one has quality 20 because I just did my Uber Lab and I had got a 20 quality roll, so I put it on greater volley since I already had a bit on the main skill anyway. Now in the footage you probably noticed that I did not have the setup for automation. So automation is running Arcane Cloak with efficacy and duration. That was not in the actual footage, and I'm barely using it now. I feel like I don't have to, but later on I will use it. But I feel like I'm missing some passive points, which we'll also get into. I'm gonna bring up a few pointers to what I noticed when I play this. Other than that, is, you know, a wand with trying to have a lot of spell damage, lightning damage, and crit. This one also has mana, which is nice because our damage scales with mana. And the shield is trash, but I can literally not find a better one. Not from the tree, not from trading. I need like a +1 totem, yada yada. It's pretty bad. So I'll probably get a new one with more spell damage and crit or mana or something. I think we'll see. I'll just buy a new one. But I noticed today I was around 86. No, I just dinged 87. I had gloves that were literally level 35. So I replaced those. You know, I'm not even using all the sockets right now. It's like Hydrosphere, Flame Wall. You know, I'm not really trying to min-max anything. Just going through the maps with, you know, the basic shield charge and things. We use precision and grace here, which are all supported by blessing and arrogance, so we don't have to worry about any reserving mana, all that stuff. So to be honest, yeah, it's going pretty well. I feel like I have the pieces that I need. However, if you play this build, you have a very specific tree they use for leveling, which is different from this. I switched to the Fusillade Totems after library, right? It sucked. It was so bad. So I would say if you want to play this and you don't have it as a twink character, if this is like your actual starter, I would not play this that early. I would wait as long as possible until you switch. Just play something else until then, because that was borderline unplayable. And not only that, but when I got into maps, I did a few maps, and then I started changing it to the other setup here, which has like critical multiplier, and all this stuff. And my damage was terrible. It was actually worse than the leveling passive tree that I had, and the reason for that was I didn't have this this helmet, the Mind of the Council. This helmet, putting this on, literally saved like the whole build, right? I could finally deal damage, you know, because attack skills have added lightning damage. And I was like, oh yeah, that's why you stack mana. That makes sense now. Imagine doing research on the build. So that's what I did. Damage shot up like crazy, leveling like crazy, you know, doing my maps. I mean, I'm not even in red maps yet. I'm just chilling, right? Like I'm just started clearing out 9s, taking my time, just enjoying myself. I'm not in a rush, right? Filling out more the passive tree. We have damage with the, you know, the totem nodes. We have some, you know, suppression, all that jazz. Both Magebin, Iron Will. We have Mom as well, and of course Ancestral. You know, all this stuff that we want. Very, very nice so far. It was very rough in the beginning, but now it feels pretty good. Trying to balance, like I said, the passives with offense and defense as much as I can. And I haven't taken this. The idea here is that you put the Rain of Splinters here. It is very expensive, so that's why I don't have one right now, and I'm just not getting any currency because I'm still not in red maps. So, and the tree has not provided for a while, so Rain of Splinters will go here eventually, which will give us a lot more damage. But honestly, I don't feel like I need that much damage right now. It's like I said, I just did my Uber lab, so I got the minor node here, which is actually kind of crazy. It's by itself. But the major node here, we know all, is literally over 30% more damage. You see it has the attack skills have added lightning damage, which is literally the same as the helmet. So we have the helmet and this node, and now my damage is just nuts. So, and that was not in the videos that, or like the footage that we looked at earlier. That was like yesterday when I didn't have Uber Lab and some of these points. So yeah, I mean, it feels quite nice so far, and I'm definitely going to keep playing it. But like I said, I have other builds that I do want to try out. Yeah, like I said, it's been, I think it's going to be pretty smooth if you delay swapping over as long as you can. Then it will be a lot better. It was quite rough. Yeah, like the gear isn't anything special. Like I said, I think I believe, if I'm not completely wrong, the gameplay you saw earlier in the montage, I believe all that character, all that gear was 70-80 chaos total. Like that was it. And I was tanky and I had damage and it felt quite nice. And you know, it's always like a balance, right? You always gotta balance things. So see, I'm almost capped on chance to hit. You know, there's a lot of min-maxing that still has to be done, but I mean, I'm not even close to being done since we're far away from red maps and everything. So yeah, very, very fun builds, and apparently I sold some stuff, looks like. Sure did. Yeah, Fury Val. 38 chaos, which is very cheap for it, but this was literally day one, I believe. So I haven't sold much, but it's fine. You just keep using the tree, and I'm sure you'll get something good eventually. I've seen some people get 20 divs, and that's disgusting. One day we'll get 20 mirrors dropping from the tree. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really enjoying Phrecia. Remember, it's very hard when you do the campaign. Make sure you pick a build that is solid, can deal damage and survive and all that, and be ready for a challenge. I would not play hardcore, but that's just me. And 6 links are very, very cheap. Just remember that. Super cheap because they come from the tree. You can play SSF. I think it's probably one of the best leagues for SSF because of the tree and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I might do a follow-up video. I don't know if I play in any of the other builds. I might do that as well. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that is it for now. I hope you guys are enjoying the event. It's very fun, and you should make sure to play it because it literally happened a year ago last time. So rarely, we don't even know if we get another one next year. Who knows, right? So very fun. A lot of cool new ascendancies. Like I said, Whisper is a ranger base, so it's a lot of cool stuff you can do. I did the attack damage mana, right, with minimum frenzy power, and then the mana effects, very nice for this, and then intelligence does nothing, so we do it through dexterity and stuff. Like, you can do a lot of cool shit with all these ascendancies, to be honest. And had no idea, like I said, it stacks mana, but now I know. So the more mana, the more damage, and who knows, one day I'll actually use my automated Arcane Cloak and have more defense and offense at some point. So, but we need some more passives, I think. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good one, and yeah, we'll see next video next year. Who knows?